Fabulous. So I went back and forth on whether I wanted to do a more relaxing practice for right before Thanksgiving or a little bit more of a challenge. And since I am unfortunately not teaching on Wednesday night, I figured we would get moving a little bit more and have a little bit more of a challenging flow. Nothing crazy, but just to get us moving, get our heart rates up a little bit and get grooving. But we will start as usual with our scan of the body. So starting from the top of the head and moving to the tips of the toes. As you take that scan, as usual, just noticing without any judgment how you're feeling this evening, where your body is at, what's going on with your muscles, with your joints, any points of tension, any spaces that need a little bit of extra care and attention this evening as we get moving. When you complete that scan of the body, I invite you to take any initial range or ranges of motion or any initial stretch that will feel good for you to start your practice off on the right foot this evening. So as always, maybe it's one of those stretches that we do together, ranges of motion that we do together that you just appreciate a little bit of extra time in. Maybe it's something that I don't include in my regular warm-up, but you know feels particularly good for your body as you get started moving. Maybe it's just a stretch of a tense or tight muscle group that you know will take a little bit of extra time to get warmed up as we get moving. We'll take about 6 or 8 nice deep breaths in any of those initial ranges of motion, stretches, wherever you need to be to get started tonight. Excellent. Let's go ahead and take 2 or 3 more nice deep breaths in that initial range of motion. So maybe just evening up and hitting that other direction a final time or two. Maybe change up that stretch for your last 2 nice deep breaths. And then when you do finish that out, when you even it up, go ahead and make your way over to a comfortable seated position if you're not there already. And we'll start with those couple of initial regular ranges of motion as usual. So when you do make your way over to comfortable seated, we're going to start with our roll of the head and the neck. We're just going to go twice in each direction tonight. That inhale finds that long spine. That exhale drops the chin to the chest. And from there, let's go ahead and rock the head side to side. Right ear towards the right shoulder, opening up through the neck there. Exhale brings us down through center, and then left ear towards the left shoulder. One more time each direction after that first time. Right ear to the right, and then left ear to the left. That following exhale drops the chin back to the chest, and then that inhale lifts the head back up nice and long away from center, going into 3 shoulder rolls in each direction, up towards the ears, down and back, nice big circles. And then switching it up after those first 3 to hit that second direction, same thing, nice shoulder circles, just getting the shoulders warmed up, ready to go. 3 in that second direction, and then go ahead and relax them low away from the ears. From there, we'll do 4 in each direction of our lateral stretches. That inhale takes us out and up, nice stretch long away from center. Exhale takes us down to that right side, left arm up over top, keep the chest open. Inhale brings us up to center. Exhale, second side. 3 more times each way. Go ahead and move at your own pace if you're moving a little faster or slower than me. If not, just keep it going with your breath here. Find that nice big stretch, grounding your hip into the mat as you lift through those fingertips. I've got twice more in each direction here. And that final time each way. When we finish those out, we're going to go right into our spinal twist. So as always, if you'd like to, from those long arms right up overhead, you can take that first direction, spinal twist, find that first side, and then go ahead and just, no specific number, move it side to side at a pace that feels good for you. As always, arms can come high as you come through center, or they can stay low and trace across those knees if that feels better for you, for your shoulders. for your body tonight. Go ahead and keep it moving there just a couple times each direction. And as always with this one, if you like to move a little faster or slower, feel free to. Excellent. Go ahead one more time in each direction. As always, if you need that third change of direction to even it out, please feel free to find that second side. That final time, we're going to go into just a brief set of folds after that. So after your last one, that inhale brings you back to center. The exhale relaxes the arms and the shoulders. The right leg comes out long. The left leg stays folded in. We're going to do a fold for each leg, and then we'll do one down the center. So go ahead and take that right leg long and then trace those fingertips down towards those right toes. As always, you can change the profile of this stretch with a little bit longer of a spine and a hinge at the hips, or rounding into it a little bit more and tucking the chin in towards the chest, taking the option that feels good for you. One more nice deep breath. And then that next inhale, go ahead and take it up and we'll switch legs. So when you get to the top, take that left leg long, take that right leg in, sole of the foot towards the inner thigh, same thing. Find that nice fold, fingertips down towards the shin, the ankle, the toes, and choosing the version of this stretch that feels best for you, for where you're tense or tight tonight. Fabulous. One more nice deep breath here. That next inhale rolls you up. Then we're going to find, we'll take two folds down the center, but you can choose where you want the legs to be. So as we've done the last couple weeks, maybe long legs, maybe butterfly with the soles of the feet, maybe the legs in a bit of a straddle position, maybe one of each. We're going to take two folds. So choose the option that feels good for you and find that fold forward, walking those fingertips out. Again, maybe it's that long spine, maybe it's that rounded spine. Choose the version that feels good for you, that finds that best stretch for you. One more nice deep breath there on this first fold. That next inhale rolls you up, finds that long spine at the top. You can stay with the leg position that you chose for the first one, or you can change it up depending on where you're at, and then go ahead and find that second fold. Fingertips tracing down towards the shins, the ankles, the toes, or maybe if you're in that butterfly position, just out on the floor, or the hands stay on ankles. Let's take two nice deep breaths here. Fabulous. With your next inhale, go ahead and roll it up, bring it back to that long spine. Let's make our way over to hands and knees. When you get there, go ahead and find a couple of nice, easy cat and cows. So finding that spinal range of motion, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. And then with that inhale, the belly drops towards the floor. With that exhale, the spine rounds up towards the ceiling. So take your time getting there. We'll take a couple of moments in that cat and cow, finding that, oh, nice stretch, that nice spinal range of motion. And I know after sitting in kind of an awkward position for me today, all day, this definitely feels good to get moving like this. So hopefully it feels good for you too. Go ahead and give me two more nice deep breaths for this cat and cow. When you finish those two, just go ahead and bring the spine back to our nice neutral. We're still at that hands and knees. All right, so we worked a little bit of hip mobility if you were here last week. So I'm just going to do a little bit of shoulder blade work here from this hands and knees positions. We've done this previously a long while ago. I haven't done it recently. We're just going to do hands and knees scapula push-ups just to get the shoulder blades warmed up and ready to go. So I'm going to do it once or twice here, and then I'm going to change the angle. So if you're not quite sure what I'm doing, bear with me. But rather than doing a push-up where we bend at the elbows and bring the chest down, we're rather going to move through the shoulder blades. I'm going to pull them together, and it's going to drop the chest down just slightly so my elbows stay long. And then I'm going to pull the shoulder blades apart so that my spine kind of rounds up a little bit and the chest comes away. So just a couple just like that from hands and knees. So again, I said I'll change positioning here. So we're going to come here. We're pulling them together behind to drop the chest a little bit. and then opening them and pulling the shoulder blades apart to pull it up towards the ceiling. Once you've done 2 or 3, if you feel comfortable, if this range of motion feels okay, or this is something you've done before, you can add a little bit by taking it into that modified push-up position. Same concept as our push-up, but we're keeping those elbows straight, just adding a little bit more tension there, a little bit more weight, working on the strength for those scapula, pulling those shoulder blades together. Great postural exercise here. Go ahead and give me 2 more, whether you're at hands and knees or at that modified push-up position. When you finish that, if you did pull it out to that modified positioning, go ahead and pull those knees right back underneath those hips. We're going to do a brief core warm-up, and then we're going to get into our flow. Our core warm-up is just going to be some bird dogs. So I want you to take that right arm and that left leg. We're going to inhale to extend nice and long in both directions, so opposite side for arm and leg. Exhale pulls the elbow and knee together, or if you're feeling a little unbalanced, you can always set that arm down. Inhale extends. Exhale pulls us in. Let's stay on that same side a couple of times here for this core and back warm up. Hitting our bird dogs. It's a little bit of balance work here as well, so make sure you keep that core engaged as you move in this range of motion. Nice. Give me 2 more on this first side. When you finish those 2, take a second if you need it. Sit back towards those heels, give the wrists a break, and then we'll take it to that second side. So that second side will be left arm and right leg, or if you did opposite for that first round, same thing. Making sure we have opposite arm and leg again. Inhale to extend, exhale to pull in. So our same spinal range of motion as our cat and cow. Working a little more balance, a little more core. Fabulous work, you guys. Nice. Give me 2 more on this second side. When you finish those 2, we're going to take it into our downward facing dog. So again, if you need those wrists to have a little break, those shoulders to have a little break, give it to yourself. And then when you're ready, plant those hands, curl those toes under, press those hips up and back. Be gentle with yourself for that first inversion, that first super intense lower body stretch. As always, take a moment, pedal out those heels. If you need to keep that head lifted for a couple moments just to get used to that inversion, feel free to. Fabulous. And we are going to start our flow standing this evening. So I want you to go ahead and walk those feet in towards those hands until we reach the top of our mat in our forward fold. Again, that nice inversion, that nice lower body stretch. Give yourself a second. And then that next inhale is going to roll us up just to a nice, easy standing position. When you get to the top, if you need a sip, if you need any final ranges of motion, feel free to find them. Take about 3 nice deep breaths here, and then we will get into it. We will get moving. All right. 1 more nice deep breath, and go ahead and make your way to the top of your mat. We're going to start with 2 deep breaths, leading with our arms. Our second one is going to take us into our forward fold. When you're ready, with that next inhale, find the top of your mat. Find that first nice deep breath. Inhale, arms come out and up, and just bring the arms down and around for that first one. That second one, same thing. Our inhale takes us up. This time our exhale takes us into that fold, fingertips towards the toes. Nice stretch for the lower body. Round out the spine when you get there. Nice. Let's find that core tension with our halfway lift. Inhale to that flat back, that long spine, that nice active core. Exhale into that fold. We're going to take a brief chair pose here. Get those legs warmed up and ready to go. So with your next inhale, sweep the arms up. Start to sink those hips back, bending at those knees. Find that work for those quads. All right, you've got 2 options for our transition here. We're going to take it to a crescent lunge. We're going to step our right leg back nice and long. For your first option, you can fold it forward, use the fingertips for support, and step it back. Second option goes right from that chair, keeping those knees bent, sliding that right foot back. Either way, go ahead and find that long torso, those long arms, that nice bend in that left knee, and that long right leg if you can. If you've got those tight hip flexors, it needs to be a little bit bent. Feel free to take it. Let's take this into our warrior 2. Right heel turns down, arms go down. Again, we've still got that nice bend in that left knee, so we're keeping that left quad working. Fingertips nice and long from tip to tip, looking over that front side, that bent knee side. Peaceful, flip the front palm, lift it up and back. That right arm can reach towards the floor or around behind the back for your half bind. We're gonna take this all the way over for our extended side angle. So up through center to your warrior two, and then bend that left elbow, bring it down to that left knee, and take that right arm up over top. So we're kind of just reversing that range of motion that we found for our piece forward. Nice. All right, from here, let's take it back up to our warrior two. With that inhale, use your core. Keep that left leg bent. We're almost there. All right, we're taking it into our triangle for a little stretch up next. So go ahead and lengthen that left leg. Both legs are long. We're hinging forward at the hips towards those left fingertips. That right hip goes out towards the back. And then those left fingertips go down, right fingertips go up into that triangle. Now, if you need to, you can use that left leg for a little support. You can stay a little further lifted. Just try not to put too much pressure right down on that knee. Use your core to stay lifted if you can. Nice. From here, we're going to kind of cartwheel it directly down into our lunge. So I want you to bend that left knee, bring that left hand down, that right hand down, and lift that right heel. From there, let's go ahead and take it to our three-legged dog. So planting those hands, make an adjustment if you need to get there, and then press that left foot up and back. Nice little stretch for that right leg. Press that heel towards the mat. Excellent. Go ahead and plant that left foot down next to the right. Downward facing dog. Shoulders over wrists, high push-up plank position. Give me a little pause when you get there. Keep those shoulder blades pulled apart, not dropping the chest towards the mat. Fabulous. Let's take our chaturanga, toes or knees, elbows stay close, lower it down, and then press up into your cobra or baby cobra. Chest comes up, tops of those feet meet. Nice little stretch for that front side body. Nice. We're taking it right back into our child's pose. So as those hips come up and over, send those knees wide, big toes close together, hips back towards the heels, arms out nice and long. All right, there's a reason we did that core activation, those bird dogs. We're going to take it up to kneeling, and we're going to work our way up towards our camel this evening. So up to that high kneeling position, bring those knees in right underneath those hips if you took them wider for that child's pose. We're going to start with our drift back. So we've got that nice strong core. We've got a nice long line from the shoulders down to the knees. I'm going to take my arms out because that helps me keep my spine a little bit longer. We're going to do 4. Drift back only as far as you're comfortable and keep that spine nice and long, that core engaged. Bringing those shoulders back towards those heels, working those quads a little bit more, that core a little bit, and then bring it back up to nice and tall. If you did it the same pace as me, 3 more. If you did it a little faster, take it at your own pace. Find those nice controlled drifts, and then back up. When you finish that 4th, we're taking it down for our cat and cow. So after that 4th one, those knees stay right underneath those hips, those wrists come down. We're doing 2 cats and cows. So when you drop to hands and knees, 2 nice deep breaths. When you finish those, we're going to step it back into our high push-up plank position again. So if you need to adjust forward like me a little bit, step those fingertips forward, take those feet back nice and long, centered on our mat here. Find that push-up plank position if you need. Those knees can always certainly be down. We want that nice long body from the knees up to the shoulders. Nice. Take it to that down dog. Press those hips up and back. Nice little stretch. And then let's walk those feet forward to meet those hands. Forward fold. Fabulous. All right, you can stay low if you'd like to, or with this deep breath, we're going to take it all the way up and all the way back down. As always, choose your option. If you get a little vertigo when you come up and down too quick, feel free to stay in this fold. Inhale can take you up. And exhale can bring you right back down, fingertips towards the toes. Take our halfway lift, flat back, long spine, active core. Exhale back down into that fold. Here comes our chair. Sweep those arms up, sink those hips back. We've got that nice strong core. We've got that nice bend in those knees. We're getting those quads working again. Nice. Fabulous. All right, same 2 options for our transition to our crescent. This time that left leg is stepping back nice and long. If you're going from that chair, try and keep that right knee bent. Good. So a little bit of a balance transition there, a little bit of a challenge. Warrior two, turn the left heel down, open the arms. Still that nice bend in that right knee. Looking good, looking good. Flip that front palm, lift it up and back. Peaceful. Again, those fingertips can go down towards the mat, or you can bend at the elbow around the back for that half bind. We're coming all the way up and over for our extended side angle. So up through warrior two, right elbow bends, comes to that right knee, left arm comes up over top, extended side angle. We'll take this one up for a little bit more of a challenge our next round. Fabulous. Keep that right quad working. Come back up to that warrior two. Right knee is still bent. All right, and here we go into our triangle for a little stretch. Lengthen that right leg. Hinge forward at those hips like you're reaching out for that $100 bill. Right fingertips go down, left fingertips come up. Try and open that chest. Again, if you can't quite touch the floor, my fingertips are on the mat. That's okay. Just keep it right here. Nice. All right, here we go. We're taking it down for that lunge. So those right fingertips come down, that right knee bends, that left hand comes down, and that left heel lifts. Take your time on that transition if you need to, and then let's take it to our three-legged dog. Right foot presses up and back. Nice little stretch there. Excellent. Set that right foot down next to the left. Downward dog. Chaturanga, shoulders float out over those wrists. High push-up plank. Lower it down, elbows stay close. Toes or knees as always. And then press it up. Cobra, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Nice. Activate that core. We're bringing it over to our child's pose. Knees come wide, hips go back towards the heels. Big toes close together. A little bit less time in this. This time we're going to bring it up to that kneeling position. So bring that torso up nice and tall. Bring those knees underneath those hips. We're going to do one more set with just those drift backs here before we take it up a notch. Nice strong core, arms out in front. Take it nice and controlled if you can, and as far back as you can. Again, we want to keep that lower back nice and safe. So start to arc out a little bit. Stop your range of motion there. Drifting it back. That work for those quads and that core, and then bring it back up. Just 4 of those. Same as before. Doing excellent, excellent work tonight, you guys. When you finish that 4th, we're bringing it down, hands and knees, for our cats and cows. We've got 2 of each. So when you make it down to hands and knees, 2 nice deep breaths. When you finish those, go ahead and right back into that high push-up plank position. We're going to take just a moment here. A little bit of a core challenge. As always, knees can certainly be down. Depending on how that back is feeling today, depending on how that core and those shoulders are feeling today. Excellent work. With your next exhale, go ahead and press those hips up and back, down dog. Bend those knees, step or hop those feet forward to meet those hands. Forward fold. Excellent. All right, we've got a couple moments here. If you'd like a sip of your beverage, feel free to go ahead and find that. If you'd like to stay in that fold, feel free to find that. If you'd prefer something like a lateral stretch, feel free to find that as well. Think about 3 more nice deep breaths in any of those options. Please choose the one that will best serve the rest of your workout tonight. Whew. All right, taking that final nice deep breath and making your way back to the top of your mat. All righty, back to it when you're ready, when you're at the top of that mat. We've got that inhale to take the arms up and that exhale to find that fold. If you're already in that fold, you can stay there. Next, inhale for you brings that halfway lift. Flat back, long spine, active core. Exhale back into that fold. Inhale takes us into our chair, sweeping the arms up, sinking the hips back. Take your moment, find that nice tension. Give yourself a little challenge. Can you sink a little deeper than you normally do? Maybe you feel this. I feel this a little bit where my ankle mobility limits me. That's okay. Nice. All right, we're making our way back to our crescent lunge. That right leg is gonna step back. Choose your option. You can fold it first and step it back, or you can step it directly back from that chair. Nice. Warrior 2, right heel turns down, arms open. Peaceful, flips that front palm, lifts it up and back. Up and over to our side angle. So up through center. Left elbow comes down towards that left knee. Right arm comes up over top. Now you've got an option here to take this up an extra notch. I started with my left elbow on my left knee. Instead, I'm going to take that tension off of there and reach my fingertips down. So I'm still pressing back into my knee slightly, but I'm using my core to keep me from going further down towards the mat. So that nice reach still, with that little bit of extra core work. Nice, come back up to that warrior 2. Keep that left knee bent if you can, because it's going to get our break in our triangle. Here we go. Lengthen that left leg. Hinge forward at those hips. Left fingertips down, right fingertips up. Ooh, nice stretch there. If you can, try and keep that chest open towards that right wall. Nice. All right. If you'd like, you can add that revolution to your triangle here. Right fingertips come down, left fingertips open up. And even if they only open up kind of to that 45-degree angle, that's okay. You don't need that full twist to necessarily come into that revolution. If you found it, go ahead and bring it back, unrevolve, and then we're going to bring it down to our lunge. So bend that left knee, bring those left fingertips down, right fingertips down, right heel lifts. Nice. Make that transition to your 3-legged dog. If you like that challenge on your chaturanga, instead of placing that down, you can bring it all the way through your chaturanga with that left leg up. Just make sure the toes meet before you hit your cobra or up dog. Floating those shoulders out over those wrists. Keep the elbows close as we find our chaturanga, and then press it up. Toes or knees as always on that chaturanga. Into that up dog or cobra. And then go ahead and take it back to that child's pose. Knees wide, hips towards the heels. Nice. Alrighty, from here, we're taking it up to that tall kneeling position. So go ahead and bring that torso up. Bring those knees underneath those hips. All right, now as always with this one, if that camel or that half camel, which is where we're going next, is not in the cards for you, for your spine, for your shoulders, make the smart decision and keep it at those drifts, or maybe just hit a couple of cat and cow extras. I'm going to do 2 on each side for that half camel. So I'm going to start with a twist. Right fingertips come back, left fingertips come forward. I'm going to start with my, keep the body nice and long, take it back as far as I can make it, and then I'm going to send my right hand down to my heel and my left hand up. I want to keep my core engaged, not immediately pressing those hips forward and taking that tension off the spine. Core engaged and that reach. Now, if your spine feels okay, you can find that nice extra reach, that nice extra arch of the back. But if not, if that's a risk for you, just keep it right where you are. Our next exhale is going to use that momentum from that left hand to come back up. I'm going to do that same side one more time, and then we'll switch it up for 2. So again, that hinge, that drift back, that right hand comes down, put that pressure on that heel, and then that reach up. Keep that core engaged. Next exhale brings us back up. Use that momentum. Take a moment if you need to, maybe give yourself that child's pose, and then we'll take it to that other side. So that next time, those right fingertips go forward, those left fingertips go back. We're starting the same way with that drift. When you hit the back of that range of motion, that left hand comes down to that left heel, that right arm goes up. Again, try to keep that core engaged if you can. With your next exhale, use that momentum from that right hand, bring it back up. And then one more time, final time for this half camel here, drift it back as far as you can. Left hand comes to that heel for that pressure, right arm goes up. Use that momentum with your exhale, and then bring it all the way over for your cats and cows. Take a couple here, nice and easy. Inhales and exhales. Get that spine a little bit released after that intense stretch in that half camel. Nice. Give me 2 more from wherever you are. 2 more nice deep breaths. Nice. All right, from there, let's take it back to that high push-up plank position. Hit that core work here. And take it to that downward facing dog, hips up and back, nice little stretch. Bend those knees, step or hop those feet forward to meet those hands, forward fold. Nice. All right, this is that middle one. So again, we'll have a little bit less of a rest than we would in between our sides. Same as before, you can keep it low here, or with that inhale and exhale, you can take it up and back down. But before we hit that, give me one more nice deep breath in that fold. If you are coming up to that extended mountain, your next inhale takes you all the way up. And then that exhale brings you back down, just optional again. From there, go ahead and find everyone that next inhale to that halfway lift. Flat back, long spine, active core. Exhale back into that fold. Here we go into our chair. Sweep those arms up, sink those hips back. Again, find that nice little bit of a challenge. If you can go just a half centimeter deeper than you normally do, fabulous. Keep those quads working here. Excellent. All right, here we go back into that crescent lunge. Left leg is going to step back nice and long, whether you fold it forward first or step it directly back from that chair. Either option is still great, even at this part in the workout. Nice, warrior two. Left heel turns down, arms open. Nice. Is that right leg still working for me here? Keep that knee bent. Peaceful. Flips that front palm, lifts it up and back. All right, we're coming all the way over for that extended side angle. So let's start out. Right elbow goes down towards that knee. Left arm comes up over top. When you get there, again, you can choose to stay here, or you can make it a little bit more challenging by releasing that elbow, bringing those fingertips to reach towards the mat, keeping that left arm up over top. So just using the core a little bit more in that one if you'd like to. Your next inhale takes you back up to that warrior two. Long torso. Keep that right knee bent. And here comes that triangle. Lengthen that right leg. Take it forward at those hips. Like you're reaching out for that $100 bill. Right fingertips down, left fingertips up. As always, just an option, but if you'd like that revolution, left fingertips can come down, right fingertips can open up. Fabulous. If you did find it, with your next exhale, go ahead and bring those right fingertips back down. Open that left hand back up, and then we're going to cartwheel it down. So right knee bends, right fingertips, left heel, three-legged dog, right foot up and back. From there, you can set that foot down and you can keep it up for your chaturanga. Shoulders float out over wrists, toes or knees. Even with that foot up, you can do it from the knee. And then up to that cobra or upward facing dog. Child's pose, knees wide, hips towards the heels. Nicely done. And then go ahead and bring it up to that high kneeling position. If you're only here for 40 minutes, this is our last time in these camels. So we're going to do one in each direction for that half camel. And then we're going to do either one full camel, or if that's a little bit too much for your spine tonight, one more in each direction for that half camel. So I'm going to start with my right fingertips back and my left fingertips forward. We're going to find that nice strong core, that long body, that hinge back. When you get to the edge of that range of motion, that hand comes down to that heel and that arm reaches up. So again, this nice warm up here. If you would like a little bit more of that back bend, you can reach a little further back and press the hips forward. Use your momentum, come up. We're going to switch sides for that second side, half camel. So other way, right fingertips forward, left back, drift it back, hinging back so that those left hands meet that heel, right arm comes up. And go ahead and bring it back up. Use that momentum. All right, now, if you would like, you can take it to your full camel. If not, you'll take it one more time in each direction. Choose the side that you're more comfortable going down to. So for me, that's my right hand starts down first. I'm going to start the same way we just did. Drift it back, keep the core engaged. Take that right hand down to my heel. Now, instead of just reaching up, I'm going to bring that left hand down to my side to meet my other heel. So all that pressure is on the heels on the top of that foot. And again, if you got a little bit weakness in your lower back, keep the core engaged. If you like a little bit more of a back bend, you can start to press those hips forward. If you found that half camel, find that second side, take that momentum, bring it back up, and bring it to that second side. All right, now to come out of that full camel, it's kind of the same way we did that half. So I'm going to take my left hand back up, use that momentum once again. So bringing it up and over, giving myself that momentum, and then go ahead and bring it down to our cat and cow. Left hand down, right hand down, hands and knees. Let's find 3 nice deep breaths, cat and cow. Excellent work, you guys. After you found that third, last little bit of a challenge for today or for that first 40 minutes is going to be that high push-up plank position. So when you're done with those 3 cats and cows, take it into that nice plank position. As always, toes or knees is fabulous for your plank. With your next exhale, press those hips up and back, down dog. Nicely done. Bend those knees, step or hop those feet forward to meet those hands. Give me one more halfway lift from this forward fold. Inhale, so that flat back, that long spine, that active core. And then that exhale back into that fold. With your next inhale, vertebrae by vertebrae. So super slowly, we're going to roll it up. We're going to start by coming halfway up until we can get those hips to roll to our neutral. When you get there, move up to the lower back, keep the chin tucked. Bring it to the upper back, pull the shoulder blades together, let the shoulders relax, and then lift the chin. All right, we're going to take a nice deep breath to take the arms out and up towards the ceiling. Inhale takes us up. We've got a lateral stretch once in each direction. Right hand comes down, left arm comes up. Inhale brings us up to center. Exhale, second side. Inhale brings us up to center. Exhale, circles the arms down and around. You can press those palms towards each other. You can interlace the hands behind the back. Open through the chest, pull the shoulder blades together. Exhale to release, fabulous. End of our first 40 here. Let's finish with 2 nice deep breaths. Lead with those arms. That inhale takes us up. That exhale brings us down. And then those palms are going to meet overhead. Our inhale takes us up. Palms meet. And our exhale pulls the hands to heart center. So without further ado, since we are nice and warmed up, go ahead and make your way to the top of your mat. We're going to start with 3 nice deep breaths to start this one off. The third will take us into our forward fold. So with your next inhale, go ahead and take those arms out and up. Find that nice stretch towards the ceiling. Exhale just brings those arms down and around. One more exactly like that. Inhale is going to take us up. Exhale is going to bring the arms down and around. This third one, our exhale, will find our forward fold. Our inhale takes us up. Our exhale takes those fingertips towards the toes. Take a moment here, find that nice stretch. All right, let's take our halfway lift with your next inhale. Go ahead and find that flat back, that long spine. And that exhale into that forward fold. Here comes our chair. Sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. Find that nice stretch, find that active core, find that bend in those knees. Nice, getting a little work for that lower body here. Excellent. Can you get another 0.5 centimeter deeper for that last breath? All right, here comes our transition back to our crescent lunge. Right foot steps back nice and long, left knee stays bent. Find that nice tall torso, those nice long arms. If you can get that right leg nice and long, that's fabulous. All right, here comes our warrior 2. Turn the right heel down, open the arms. Nice and long from fingertip to fingertip, so we're reaching in each direction. Nice active shoulders, nice active core here, so don't let that core relax lower in this warrior 2. Let's find our peaceful, flip the front palm, lift it up and over to our extended side angle. So through center, elbow bends, bring the left elbow towards the knee, right arm up over top. There's your first option. Second option, same as we did before, reach those fingertips down. Third option, a little bit more of a challenge. Those fingertips come out towards that side wall. So this is my left arm. It's reaching towards that right wall. So out to the side, giving me that extra twist, that extra core challenge. Nicely done, nicely done. If you found that, go ahead and send those fingertips back down towards the floor and then bring it back up. We're taking it to our triangle next. But first, warrior two, keep that knee bent, keep that knee bent. Fabulous, lengthen that left leg. Here comes our triangle. Hinge at those hips, fingertips come forward, hip goes back, fingertips go down, right fingertips go up. Keep that chest open, keep that core engaged. Nice. If you'd like that revolution, that revolved triangle, you can bring those right fingertips down and open the left. As always, just an option if that doesn't work for you. If you found it, bring it back to that regular triangle. Right fingertips up, left fingertips down. And let's take it back to that lunge. Bend that left knee, left hand, right heel. Three-legged dog. Plant those hands, make that adjustment, press that left leg up and back. Option to plant that left foot or keep it lifted for our chaturanga. Either way, float the shoulders out over the wrists, toes or knees lower down, elbows stay close. And then both feet are planted either way for that press into our Cobra, baby Cobra, or upward facing dog. Nicely done. Let's take that child's pose. Knees wide, hips towards the heels. And let's take it up to that high kneeling position. So lift that torso, bring those knees underneath those hips. All right, so your three options are same as before. You can find two drifts. You can find one half camel in each direction, or you can find one more extended full camel. So a little shorter, we're taking it in half from what we did the last time, but just same three options as before. And again, if you're coming into that full camel, choose that side that you prefer, or maybe that one that you want for a challenge. Send it back with that nice long torso. When you get as far as you can go, send that right hand down to reach for that heel, reach it up, down to your side, and then that left hand comes to that left heel, or vice versa, if you start on the other side. Again, if you can, just keep that core engaged. If you would like to, you can press those hips forward and maybe let the head fall backwards. That's only if that feels okay. And if you found that half, go ahead and find that second side. Nice. And to come out of that full camel, again, lift that left hand, that right hand starts down. We use that momentum, keep the core in the back safe, bringing it up and over. And then wherever you are, take it down to hands and knees. We've got our three cats and cows. Three nice deep breaths. Awesome work. So lots of pressure on the lower back tonight, but lots of work for that core and for the spine. When you finish those three, take it back to that high push-up, plank position. Nicely done, nicely done. Keep that core nice and active. Those shoulder blades pulled apart, just like we practiced. From hands and knees with your next exhale, downward facing dog. Hips up and back, nice stretch. Bend those knees, step or hop those feet forward to meet those hands, forward fold. All right, we're at that halfway point. So same as before, you can come all the way up and all the way back down, or you can stay in that fold if you prefer with that nice deep breath. So go ahead and find your nice big inhale. And your exhale. With your next inhale, find your halfway lift, flat back, long spine, active core. Exhale into that fold. Here comes our final chair of the evening. Sweep those arms up, sink those hips back. Bend those knees. Nice active core. Nice long spine. Good work, good work. There we go, there we go. One more nice deep breath. Can you get a little deeper for this last one? Excellent, go ahead and take it back to that crescent. Left leg steps back nice and long. Bend that right knee, find that long torso, find that balance. Excellent work. All right, here we go, warrior two. Turn the left heel down, open the arms. Keep that bend in that right knee. Looking good, nice and long from fingertip to fingertip. Peaceful, flips that front palm, lifts it up and back. Take it all the way over for our extended side angle. Right elbow towards that right knee, left arm up over top. From there, same three options. You can stay right here. And you can extend those right fingertips towards the mat, or that right hand can come out towards that left wall for that little extra core work, that little extra twist. Choose the option that works best for you. Nicely done, nicely done. If you found that extra twist, take those fingertips to the floor. We're cartwheeling, or we're bringing it back up to our warrior two. Keep that bend in that right knee for one more moment. Lengthen that leg. Here comes our triangle. Hinge with those hips. Right fingertips down, left fingertips up. If you'd like that revolution, left hand comes down, right arm comes up. Good. If you found it, go ahead and bring it back to that regular triangle. Right hand down, left arm up. And let's take it down to that lunge. Bend that right knee, fingertips, left heel. Three-legged dog, right foot. Press it up and back. All right, here comes that Chaturanga. Toes up or toes down. Choose the option that's best for you. Knees up or knees down. Choose the option. Elbows stay close either way. When you hit the bottom, both feet meet before we find that Cobra, baby Cobra, or upward facing dog. Child's pose, knees wide, hips towards the heels. Fabulous. Let's go ahead and take it up to that high kneeling position for that final set of that either drifts, half camels, or camel. Find that long spine, find that nice long line from the knees up to the shoulders. If you're finding those drifts, those arms come out. If you're finding that half camel, pick your first side. If you're finding that full camel, pick the side you would like to initiate with. Either way, keep the core strong. Drift it back. If you're finding that half or that full, send those hands down to that heel. If you're finding that full, that other arm comes down and around, and we opened up. If you found that half camel, go ahead and come up through center. Switch sides, second side. Once again, if you found that, we're gonna come back up. So if you found that full, take that other arm up, use your momentum, come up to center, up and over, and down to hands and knees. Excellent work on that last camel or half camel of the evening. Find your three cats and cows. When you finish those three, find a little bit of work, find a little bit of challenge into that high push-up plank position. So after that third nice deep breath, go ahead and find that plank. Tiny little bit of a hold here. Take your time on that last cat and cow. One more nice deep breath. One more inhale. And that exhale presses those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. All right, rather than taking it back to our fold here, we're gonna take a very brief little stretch and we're gonna hit our low lunges, our child's pose to Cobra, and then our Shavasana. So low lunge, choose the side that you wanna go for first. Bring that foot forward, send that opposite knee to the mat. And then we've got that hamstring stretch as well. So you can find one in each direction, or you can find that nice, easy front to back. So now with that hamstring stretch, giving that little bit of a release for the front side body with that hip flexor stretch, giving that little bit of space for the spine. If you'd like to take it a little slower for this final little bit of stretch, we're at about halfway through this one, so you can send the hips back to that hamstring stretch, or if you had that for most of that first part, switching it up. Nice. I'm going to take it through my down dog to bring it to that other side. So when you get to that low lunge next, planting those hands, curl the left toe under, lift the knee, right foot back, and then, or front foot back, and then second side foot forward, opposite knee to the mat, top of that foot, same options. You can keep it right here, or you can find that nice, easy flow front to back. And again, I'll let you know about that half. All right, we're at about that halfway. So if you're on one side or the other, make that switch. Nice. All right. And then our final small range of motion, very briefly, is going to be our child's pose to Cobra. So you can transition through your down dog, or you can just circle that knee around to the other one. Either way, finding that nice child's pose, knees down, hips back. And then we've got that little flow front to back. Bring the hips forward, find your Cobra or baby Cobra. And that might feel particularly good after that camel. If that does feel really good and you want to hold there, you can. If you like that flow, you can keep it moving. Choose your option. We've got 2 more nice deep breaths, whatever you chose. After that second nice deep breath, I invite you to take any final range of motion that might feel good, any final small stretch that might feel good. So maybe something as simple as just thinking back to that child's pose, walking those hands side to side. Maybe you immediately take it over onto your back and pull those knees in towards the chest. Maybe you know that for your final relaxation, you're going to want a prop or legs up the wall. So you start to make that small transition. And we'll take about 4 more nice deep breaths, and then we will settle into that final relaxation for about 3 minutes. One more nice deep breath wherever you are, if you're in a range of motion, if you're in a stretch, if you're making that transition. And then I invite you to start to make your way towards your chosen final relaxation position. Now, as usual, this can be whatever you know is going to feel really good for you this evening. So as you make that transition, again, any final ranges of motion that you need to take, maybe you are bringing it down onto your back, so you find that little rock and roll to bring you down. Maybe you find your spinal twist, windshield wiper those knees. Maybe you're finding comfortable seated or your child's pose is your final relaxation, and that is totally fine. Not everyone finds that shavasana, that corpse pose, comfortable. And if it isn't, I invite you to find a positioning that is comfortable for you. Again, maybe it's that legs up the wall, whatever's going to work for you. As you make your way there, like I said, any final ranges of motion, maybe something as simple as rocking the head side to side, that's going to allow you to release and relax into that position. If you're still finding ranges here, I want you to take one more super nice deep breath to finish it out, and then just try and relax and find a little bit of stillness in your final position. Taking your focus to your breath, your inhales and exhales. As you inhale, allowing that space for the lungs to pull in all that nice fresh air, and that exhale to really release it. With your exhales, allowing a little bit more release and relaxation as you take your scan of the body. If there's any uh, points of tension that you still have remaining, if there's any little bit of extra muscular work that's going on, maybe the muscles in the jaw need a little bit of an extra break, maybe the shoulders can relax down into that a little bit more, maybe the core can release and relax a little bit more. Find that with your next big exhale. And as Thanksgiving is this week, taking our focus just briefly to a little bit of gratitude, finding that thing that you are thankful for this week, be it something small or something large, maybe a grand idea, or maybe just a very simple thing that you appreciate having in your life. Allowing that to kind of simmer, bring a little bit of warmth and joy into you as we move into Thanksgiving, even though I know that it can be a frustrating time of year. And just coming back to that whenever you feel that frustration about something this week, whether it's a person that you aren't super jazzed about skiing or something that is going wrong. Allow yourself to come back to this moment, these nice deep breaths, and that feeling of gratitude. As you take your next nice deep inhale, go ahead and find a little bit of extra length. Whether you pull the arms up over the head and lengthen the legs, whether it's just lengthening the core and the spine a little bit. With your exhale, go ahead and bring it in towards center, whether you need to fold it forward or pull those knees in towards the chest. Nice. All right, if you're on your back, I invite you to go ahead and rock towards your favorite side or up and over. If you're not, go ahead and make that transition up to that comfortable seated position. All righty, and we're going to finish as usual with our 2 nice deep breaths. That second, those palms on the overhead, leading with those arms. That inhale takes us out. Up. Nice big stretch, long way from center. Exhale brings us down and around. Nice, and that final nice deep breath. Those palms meet up overhead. So our inhale takes us out and up. That little stretch. Those palms meet, and that exhale pulls the hands down to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope that you have a great and stress-free, as much as that is possible, Thanksgiving this week. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. The light in me honors, the light in you, bowing as I say, namaste.